Cyber friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Lauren and today we are doing my November wrap up. This has been a little bit daunting for me to film because I read an obscene amount of books this month. I don't even know where to start. This is my biggest reading month I've ever had in my entire life. Admittedly, a lot of it was audio, but that's still reading. It's fine. Let's go through it. I'm gonna start from because there's so many, I'm not gonna group it by ratings. I'm literally just gonna go from the start to the end. So the book that I started the month with was 3 Simple Rules by Nikki Sloan. Now I do have a full reading vlog out for that. It is on my channel, obviously. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. This is like a taboo workplace romance. She goes to a sexy club for one night and is needing to make money to pay her boss back. But the man that comes into her room is she's blindfolded, so she doesn't know who it is, but she recognizes his voice and is like, oh, that's my boss. And then it's their subsequent romance. I really had a good time with this. I will definitely continue with the series. I have literally no complaints. It's just not a 5-star, obviously. The Dragon's Bride, this got a 3-star. It's a short novella. I really have nothing major to say about it. There is a vlog coming for this, so stay tuned for that. I then read probably one of my favorite books that I've read this year, Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. I loved this. I love this. I gave it a 4.5 stars. This is a forced proximity roommate. She's his assistant, a second chance romance. There's no third act breakup. I loved this. So Jamie is an NHL goalie and he returns home to his hometown because his mom has a really bad depression and he feels like he needs to take care of her. He then adopts a dog. He does not have time to look after this dog. So he hires an assistant to look after him, look after the puppy, and who should walk in but Pippa. And Pippa is his high school crush and Jamie is Pippa's high school crush, but neither of them knew that, obviously. And it is so wholesome. Pippa is being his assistant because she wants to get on the marketing team. She's just had a really awful breakup and just has never had good sex in her life. So they start spicy coaching. Hot, I loved it. Obviously, like I said, 4.5 stars. I have no complaints about this book. I had a great time. Another Nikki Sloan book that I read was The Pool Boy, and I gave this 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. This is a reverse age gap best friend's son romance. They're FMC, she's caught her husband cheating with another man. She's now single, she's at a boob job, and her best friend's son comes to clean her pool and he sees her topless. And all the subsequent things that occur. He's determined to have a music career and she's a music producer, so she's helping him. I loved it. I had a great time. I really did. It was a fun, spicy read with just low stakes and it was great. I'm gonna talk about this book as a whole because I read both parts to this. I gave this bind up 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. This is the Pack Darling book. If you want to see my vlog of me reading this, there is also that on my channel. I will link it below. This is a rejected mate's. She's an Omega, she's also an orphan, and she's sold into sex slavery, I believe, something along those lines. And she is set up with this pack. She doesn't want to go there. They don't want her. They already have an Omega, but he's a male. So this is lots of M's, F, M, there's lots of good stuff in this, but it's really emotional. It's really deep. Lola Rock writes amazing Omega. It is so deep, gut-wrenching. It's like a gut punch to the system. I really enjoyed this. I love Lola Rock's writing and I cannot wait to read more from her. Next I read Before the Sunset by Laura Pavlov. This is a friends to lovers romance. They are also spicy coaching. Finn, Reese is going through a nasty divorce and Finn is there to take care of her and bring her back to her small town. She went through a tragic ordeal as a child and everyone just pampers to her, but her best friend Finn will do anything to protect her and look after her. They've been in love with each other since they were kids and just never really realized it. And I loved it. I don't always love a friends to lovers. It's not my favorite trope, but this is done so well. I really enjoyed it. It was, again, very low stakes. There was a lot of growth in these two characters. They're also fake dating because there is someone coming out talking bad about Finn and he wants to clean up his reputation because he's an actor, so he fake dates his best friend. And I then read The Wrong Bride by Katharina Mora. Now, this is a 3 stars. I want to love this series, but so far I'm not loving it, but we'll get into that. The Wrong Bride is sister's ex-fiance. Raven's sister Hannah is set to marry Aries, but she doesn't show up on the wedding day, so Raven has to marry him. They both have been obsessed with each other since for a very long age. Raven especially has had the biggest crush on him. This is also best friend's brother because Raven is best friends with his younger sister Sierra. Billionaire romance. Every single one of these in this series is arranged marriage. This is very addictive. Catherine Amora writes very addictive books. Like, they're not that great, but they're just like, you can't stop because you just want to know what's going to happen. It's full of drama. The last sort of third, wild. It is not for everybody. Please check your trigger warnings on this. I do have a full review on my Goodreads if you want to have a read so you can figure out if this is for you. But it's a very divisive book. You either love it or you hate it. I thought I would hate it or love it. I ended up sitting on a 3 stars because I just didn't know where to go. Muscles and Monsters by Ashley Bennett. It was okay. I think I gave it 2 stars. Really have nothing to report. You'll see that in my monster blog. I listened to Snow Place Like LA by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. I gave this a 3 stars. This is a really great romance. This is second chance miscommunication. These two were like hooking up while on the set of a movie, which is from the previous book. Then there is obviously miscommunication. One of them thinks that the other one is gotten back together with their ex and they don't communicate because hashtag adulting. I'm giving it a 3 stars because it is a novella. There isn't a lot of depth. A lot happened in a very short period of time, but I had a good time. I would recommend this series as a whole. I then read Brittle Obsession. I didn't love this. I gave it 2 stars. This is a dark bully romance. Now I'm questioning whether I am a dark romance girly. I have always liked dark romance. I don't know if it's this series or if it's just me. I'm unsure. We will see what happens when I read the rest of the books. This is a dark hockey college romance. Grayson basically leaves Violet for dead when he has a car accident with her. Her ballet career is over because she's got broken legs and they're now reunited at college and she has signed an NDA. He's worried she's gonna break it, so he starts blackmailing her. Very dark bully. It's okay. I did enjoy it. Entirely too long. Why are these books so long is what I want to know. I think, spoiler warning, you can skip ahead to the next book if you don't want to hear this. My issue with these books are that the parents are too overly involved. Like, fuck off. We're reading college romance books. I don't really know what to say. It's okay. And then read Sparks Fly by JL Sky. I love Jenna. I love this book. This book was an easy 4 stars. It is friends with benefits, brothers rival, college sports romance. She surfs, he's in the rugby team, but he also surfs because obviously they live in fucking Blue Haven. Ivy is dealing with the post-breakup blues. She runs into Conrad. He's got baggage. They have a one-night stand and then they continue to hook up because obviously there is some murky things happening behind the scenes, which you will learn later in the book. I was like, what is going on? His dad is horrible to him. I just wanted to know what's going on. You will find that out and it is jaw-droppingly insane. It was fun, it was spicy, it was deep, there was growth. The way Conrad is obsessed with her and just like worships the ground that she walks on. Obsessed. I then read 2 series back to back. I went on a bit of a Al Thorpe deep dive. So I read the Same View Prison series. The first one 4 stars, the second one 3 stars, the third one 4 stars. I obviously it's probably like a 3.5 overall or a 4 overall. I think with this series, the middle book always sort of falls a little bit lackluster for me. It's kind of mostly filler. Something happens right at the start, something happens right at the end, and nothing really happens in the middle. So I get a little bit disinterested and I just want answers. It was good. I really enjoyed it. These are Why Choose dark suspense novels. They are series, like 3-book series. They all sort of interconnect. All the series interconnect, but the series you need to read as a whole. St. V. Psychos, I had a great time. I gave all of these 4 stars. I loved the relationships. Again, these are Why Choose. This one has brother's best friend. There is a murder mystery plot like there is in prison. Someone's ended up dead and we have to figure out who it is. It was insane. The last book of Psychos, my jaw was on the freaking floor. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? But I really enjoyed it. I loved all the characters. Vincent is my favorite character. For sure, probably my favorite character within the whole St. View world. Maybe Rebel is second. Highly recommend picking these up if you want something. These are all duet narration. They're great. They're easy, they're digestible, they're bingeable. I highly recommend. Althorpe is an Aussie author. Always a good time. I then read The Temporary Wife. This also was a 3-star. This is a marriage of convenience between an assistant and her boss. Luca is set to marry someone he doesn't want to marry, who's a rich heiress, not interested in her. So to avoid marrying her, he marries his assistant. Now there is concoctions and games happening behind the scene to sort of make this happen. The spice happens quite quickly. It's very much like annoying, meddling grandmother is still hanging around being annoying. And it needs to sort of, that kind of plot needs to move on. Like the plots in these books just a copy and paste basically every single time. The spice is good, again, addictive. It's like you're reading Bold and the Beautiful. It's basically what it is. Do with that information what you will. I then read That Kind of Guy by Stephanie Archer because I'm obsessed with Stephanie Archer now. This got a 4 stars. I fucking loved it. This is like marriage of convenience. Emmett's best friend has just left town and he is determined to make this town better so they can return. Emmett is the town's playboy. He's determined to fix his image. So what is his solution? He's gonna get married to someone. And who is he gonna get married to? Avery, the chick that he hates and the chick that hates him. Avery wants to buy the restaurant that she manages, so she needs someone to co-sign her loan. So obviously she will marry Mr. Emmett for that. And oh my God, I love this so much. They're both commitment phobes. Neither of them want to admit their feelings and I loved it. The fucking there was so many funny moments and the Rhodes family is iconically hilarious. I'm obsessed. There is no third act breakup, which always is a win in my eyes. I love that. I've thoroughly enjoyed this book. Stephanie Archer's writing is so good. She just makes these romances that are so much fun, so digestible, so easy to read, so palatable. There's no like major points of contention. For me, Stephanie Archer and Julia Jarrett, the perfect 2 authors. They write the best books because they are so easy. While they don't tug on your heartstrings on like a major way, make you cry, make you feel something immensely powerful, they make the best books because you know you're gonna have a good time and you know you're not gonna get let down. That's how I feel about them. I then read the biggest flop of the month, Addicted After All. This got a 2 stars. But by the time I got to this book, I was so sick of being in Lily and Lo's heads. They are so like negative. The way that they're not properly dealing with Lily's issues, I was getting really frustrated. These people are a couple of years younger than me, having babies. I'm like, can we just like grow up? It was annoying. The last third though, gave it the 2 stars. I really enjoyed the last third. Obviously this is setting up the Bad Reputation series duet thing. There is a plot twist that sort of comes out of left field and I feel like I'm very much excited to read Feel the Fire and Long Way Down though because I can see the brewings of really great books from this and I think Some Kind of Perfect will be very good to read because it's going to be minimally in these guys' heads, but 5 books of being in Lily and Lo's head, I am exhausted. A Holly Jolly Ever After by Sarah Simone and Julia Murphy. I really enjoyed this. I think I gave this a 4 stars. This has the accidental pregnancy trope, which I didn't realize going into it, which isn't my favorite, but it was fine. I did enjoy it. The premise was good. I really liked the discussions, the growth of the characters, maybe a little bit too long at times, but I had a good time. No major complaints. Really fun, Christmassy novel, not novella. The spice delivered as always with the Sarah Simone. I had a great time. Next, I read The Wrong Mr. Right by Stephanie Archer and I had a friggin' brilliant time, but this was a 3.5 stars. This is a friends to lovers spicy coaching situation. Hannah is determined to like achieve her like hot girl life before 30. She wants to get her business out of the red. She's being met roadblock by her dad, which is just annoying. And then you have Wyatt. He needs to reinvent his image and his social media presence before his upcoming surfing competition. So Hannah helps him. I think this one just ultimately suffered that friends to lovers vibe that isn't always great, but I had a good time. Her dad was incredibly annoying at times, so I didn't love it. Help You Remember by Kareem Michaels, I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed that. This is a romantic suspense novel. Brielle wakes up from a tragic accident where her brother was killed, but she has lost 3 years of her memories and she is the only eyewitness to her brother's murder, but she needs to get those memories back organically without influence. But who is there to help her but her brother's best friend? I really enjoyed the plot. She also has a secret fiance that she needs to work out who it is. Killer was like so out of left field for me. I saw none of it coming. I really enjoyed it. Kareem Michaels' writing is fantastic. I then read one of my favorite books of the year, After the Storm by Laura Pavlov. I gave it a 5 freaking stars. I loved it. Single dad, second chance. They have secret tattoos of each other. I'm obsessed. Presley returns to her small town after her dad has a health scare and Cage is there. They are reunited. He has a daughter and it is so wholesome and so sweet. Presley has an annoying ex-husband and it's just, I love it. I love the Reynolds family. They are so much fun. They are so funny. And these two are like, no, we can't get back together. We just need to pretend, move on with our lives, move on from each other. We'll just be friends with benefits while we're here in this small town because Presley's going back to her lawyer lifestyle. But my God, I'm obsessed with forced proximity. They get snowed in. I loved it. I loved every second of it. Lady of Wilkes Grave Manor, I gave 3.5 stars. This is by Catherine Moon. This is another monster romance. You'll see my full feelings of it in my monster vlog that is coming, but I really enjoyed it. There was mainly spice, no plot, but the spice hit. Bad Woman by Heather Gay from The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I don't rate my memoirs because I just feel like it doesn't really make sense. I really enjoyed this memoir. The Mormon religion is insane. Hearing her life story, I was like, oh my freaking God, this is insane. Hearing all the backstory of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, I loved it. I loved all the cameos. It was great. I then also listened to Paris's memoir. This had my jaw on the floor in so many moments, getting even more detail into like what she went through with her Provo and everything like that. It was devastating. I know that Paris Hilton had ADHD. I understand why she kept her surrogacy a secret because she's just so broken and damaged and I feel so bad for that girl. But I really, really enjoyed getting her backstory, also read by her in the audiobook format. I then started reading from a new author, and that is Catherine Cowles. I read Whispers of You. This is another romantic suspense. This is a second chance forced proximity. Holt and Wren were high school sweethearts. Wren gets into a tragic accident that Holt can't save her from. So he runs away, doesn't return to his small town in 10 years. He's doing anything he can to protect her because it seems like there is something looming like there was before. And he is scared. The ending, the twist, insane, incredibly wild. I was like, had my jaw on the friggin' floor. Couldn't put it down. I'm obsessed with Catherine Cowles' writing and I am so invested in the plot, but I'm also so invested in the romantic relationship. Also read Echoes of You by Catherine Cowles and I gave this 4 stars. This was great. This is best friends to lovers. Maddie and Nash have been friends since they were 5 years old. She returns to her small town to escape her psycho ex. She also put her dad in prison. Insane. Nash doesn't know why she's back and didn't really understand why didn't realize that her ex was abusive, but it is devastating. Maddie's story is heart-wrenching, but her relationship with the family is amazing. I loved it. The suspense element of this book was fucking insane. My jaw was on the freaking floor at the end. Please check your trigger warnings for this one, especially because it is very rough. I have full reviews for both those books on my Goodreads that sort of detail all the trigger warnings that you could expect in a romantic suspense. But Catherine Cowles knocked it out of the park. I finally read Wildfire by Hannah Grace and I gave it a 4.5 stars. I adored this book. There wasn't as much spice as Icebreaker, but I understand why. This is a one-night stand between Aurora and Russ. They hook up at a college end of year party and then they reunited the next day after she snuck out on him the night before, and they're both camp counselors at the camp that Aurora used to attend as a child. But there is a no fraternization policy and the chemistry between these two is insane. He can't keep his hands off her and she loves breaking rules. So we know where this is gonna go. But my freaking God, the spice. Shy little Russ, I am dead. I'm dead. There is no third act breakup in this. I love that we have two 20-something-year-olds that learn to communicate like adults. Obsessed. I actually really, really love this. I think I like it more than Icebreaker, which I know is insane, but it was great. I then listened to Fumbled Hearts by Megan Brandy and I gave it a 2 stars. This book is a college football romance. Don't really know what the plot is other than like college students hanging out. It was a bit strange. It was entirely too long. He falls first. She's keeping a secret from him. It was strange. A lot of it could have been cut out. A good like 50% of this book could have been cut out because there was just like nothing happening and they were just vibing. I don't know. 2 stars. That's how I feel about that. I then started Save Me Rebels by Elle Thorpe. I read the first 2 and gave both of them 4 stars. Again, another why choose. Rebel's mom turns up one day saying, I'm gonna get remarried, and she does. They get killed within the first like 5 chapters. This is a why choose with her stepbrother, someone she's had a crush on for a while, and another individual. Again, MMF, like all Alpha books. This was freaking wild. Rebel is also getting revenge after the end of Same View Psychos. Insane. I love the first two. They were so good. I will talk about my feelings of the third one in my December wrap up. So here are some of the 35 books that I read in the month of November. This is insane. I don't know if I'm going to read this much in December, but we will see. Let me know what your favorite books of November were. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn on bell notifications because my December wrap up series is going to be absolutely everything. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.